Well, PewDiePie is a genuine man. I went through the experience of trying to criticize him just to sort of not be able to do that. His reactions are trash, okay? His react videos is something that Jax Films would attack viciously if he didn't have respect for PewDiePie. For everything else that's going on, the vlogs are somewhat reasonable, right? You get to see the Japan. His drawing skills have impressed many people. And now his book reading, giving another chance. Wow, I read 720 books, which is not true. It's 10 times less, immediately disclaimed in the video. It's actually impossible. I asked ChatGPT what the number is more likely to be. You can aim it at 50 books a year. But on average, you're going to be stuck with 12. All right? Day-to-day life, open a book, read 10 pages like he says. In the end, I would actually start from the end, because it's the most reasonable thing he says, right?
Yes, they are probably a little bit more, but probably more or less. If you read 20 pages a day for 30 days, 2 minutes per page, probably less. Maybe, instead of going on your phone the first thing in the morning or before bed, replace that with the reading, and it will have no change in your productivity or what you're doing, but it will just vastly improve your life, and I guarantee it.
It is not exactly true. And I like hammering these points, but people are actually quite attached to these ideas. What we're gonna talk about this episode is self-improvement, right? And self-improvement is not guaranteed if you're going towards books. Books are bullshit. It's bullshit that you don't want to get tangled. Owning a book, having a book shelf for yourself. A lot of people can't even afford doing all these things just to get useless knowledge that's also quite outdated and not exactly day-to-day useful. This guy's basically kind of flexing the rich lifestyle of being able to read books, because in the actuality, the world is vicious and books will weigh you down. There's a reason why people don't like schools and people avoid reading books in the first place. There's a reason for that, because books are just outdated and hard to come by, and they just don't make your life easier. It's bullshit. But credit where credit is due. I try to do a Rocky shit review. It's a special type of review where I collect cringe. And I was able to do it on PewDiePie one time. So I thought the pattern continues, and it didn't. Alright, PewDiePie likes talking about smart things and pick up insights and all that shit. It's just he phases out when he, reacts to things. He's somewhere in a parallel dimension, and memes don't nudge him anymore. The PewDiePie we once knew, that the meme collector, is kind of dead in that sense. It's a very serious man. Or so he wants to position it himself that way, to feel serious, to feel like in the past there's an image of a man who's reading, who's drawing, who's interested in all sorts of arts. That's where he's positioning himself. And memes and internet culture is a little bit of a, mixed bag that he's avoiding right now. In a sense, that's paranoia, and internet culture as a whole, it is full of trash, and you wouldn't necessarily know what to do to be able to find wisdom. But I do it every day, so subscribe, guys. In this case, playback speed of my own words increased. Every now and then we dive in. Shit review happens, and but not this time, bro. To do one right now.
And my soul is a book of the best VPNs on the planet, starting NordVPN only. Have you guys done NordVPN?
That's good though. A good introduction, bro. Would wake anyone up. My brain damage cannot comprehend how many. But the thing is, I got sucked into a vortex of insights, of pretty tremendous insights that I never had before. And it's PewDiePie takes so much credit for that I'm I can't criticize this guy. This man is badass in most cases.
Times I heard NordVPN, so
and degenerate when he tries to be a degenerate, but then he really is degenerate when he tries to. I mean, that's the consequence of being good at something.
it resets
Being a good clown.
back to 0. Perhaps it just simply reached the integer limit, one of those. I hate going back to claiming that PewDiePie is
This is it, boys.
in a very, very clear sense of the word. And I think you know what I'm gonna
Yeah, he's very good at it. He's very good at it, bro.
in this case, if you know the context of the video. Book review.
But if you're very, very good at being degenerate, then you like stumble and fall and you have no commentary to provide to your reactions. That's just what happens.
Just to set the tone, I hate books. I'm supposed to be like a smart guy, and my stance is I hate books, burn them to the fucking ashes, basically. They shouldn't exist anymore. That's my stance. We move forward in time.
Yeah, you respect smart guy stands,
What
guys.
is it's just outdated technology, is it not? It's easy
How much work do I have to do to just have a book? Like, give me a break.
to trick NPCs on anything. So, you gotta be sentimental about books. But when I experience books, bro,
If you would come across books, if you trade books with like neighbors and people close to you, if you're passionate about that shit, that's community. That's powerful. But in a social world, you're looking for like quick fix type of behavior and to socialize as much as possible. Those should be your priorities that would benefit you the most. So let me just dump it in there, socialize, instead of searching for books. I mean, if you know someone passionate about books, talk about it, socialize. But you might not like it that much. There's also people who ahead of you and behind you and all over the place, right? And you might be like too far in this apart in this universe of things. So just socialize, just see what you have first of all. Don't pretend that you can have a community of like PewDiePie has a community, right? He can force other people almost in a sinister way to read books. Read book a month. He has a community. He has a privilege. He's living a rich life and he's flexing that on the population. You don't have that luxury. PewDiePie is still tricking your ass, basically. Still clickbaiting you into doing something stupid. Unless you can actually position yourself in that community in a strong position, I advise you to not read any of the books right now, especially during the apocalypse where things are going down. PewDiePie does not feel the apocalypse. Again, rich life, guys. No matter what's going on, it's not going to impact his life that much. He's already said he shouldn't be affected. In fact, everyone should be relieved of like, well, he achieved so much in life. We respect this guy forever. And here you go. The rest of the world is suffering, though, and reading books is almost an insult right now. You have to pay attention. You have to open a TikTok every fucking day, and if you replace book with a TikTok, actually, your life improves. Actually. Again, it can sound pretty weird, arrogant, whatever it might be. I have been through that experience of finding incredible insights from TikTok. I found incredible insights from this video. PewDiePie can just recite what the meaning of the book is, and that's good enough. Good enough. You read it. We haven't tried that yet. You read it for other people. We haven't tried it. So we have this new technology. You read the book and tell us what the book is about. What is so fucking difficult about it? You know, why do we have to see the original? Why don't you just take the credit for it? This is technically my channel. Other people make content. I take the insights and highlight their content at the same time. It's a win-win-win-win-win, basically. Everyone wins. All three of us win. The creator, the middleman, which is me, and I'm still not financed monetarily, guys. You can subscribe and help me out reach that point. And hopefully you're also benefiting from the insights. Moving on.
That's just brain damaging activity. And by the way, reading 720 books a year?
Impossible. And you should never be able to do that.
Like, it's actually impossible. Like, I can read like one book a month. You do have to do other things throughout the day. Like, how many hours can you dedicate? 6 hours? 6 hours for books? No longer gaming. Like, that's actual clear way to degenerate. Like, go from gaming into books. Like, excuse me? Obviously, Pewdiepie never got a grip on like game development and never got interest into diving deeper and just being a good gamer in general.
Bro never got a grip until he stripped away all the pleasures in life, basically. Then he took things seriously because he was forced to. For PewDiePie to pick up a book is a little bit of an exercise. You know, it's a step back from all the things that he was doing. It's a cleansing experience. It's not going to be the same to everyone by any means. What PewDiePie feels is quite only applicable to him, I would say. Unless you also intoxicated of the internet and you want to feel freedom from all this technology. There are cases, okay, that you can apply. There are exceptions where you can read the book, but you don't need to search for excuses to not read the book. It's manipulation. It's annoying.
Right? So here's where he fallen off instead. I'm just...
So I figure that.
This is just straight up absurd. You know what I'm talking about? I told you, 12 books on my pace. 12. You just start cramming, basically. It's like consuming food, the same thing. My main channel has books bullshit. Books are bullshit. And guess who I used to emphasize the point? You know, the front runner of the whole operation, right? Hey guys, this is a book.
Inspired, however, by Chrissy. Chrissy that you will get to know much more because we're running a storyline of like 4 Powerpuffs. She's a Powerpuff right now, Generation 3. Oh wow, the Joker. Inspired me to do this episode because she was reading books and I'm like, it's not a cool thing to don't flex book reading. It's a terrible idea. But of course, there's some ideas that most people can't hate. I can hate them because I'm smart. I can deflect hatred that other people are going to do. Other people cannot do that, and they will find my behavior a little bit weird. Because going into negative spaces, like hating books, trying to deny books, is now like a suspicious behavior, actually. Because why would you hate books? Like, let those books exist. You know, but often enough, people have to realize that books are not better lifestyle choice. And it's not something you would put into your travel bag. A phone, a tablet, you're going to be connected to the internet more times than not. So it's not the book that travels alongside with you as well. Like, you must understand that, so at least when you pick up a book, you also like spitting on the rest of social media and technology. And you should not do that. This is a very dangerous, slippery slope, my friends.
I'm learning today. Oh, that was higher days.
Boom.
Now I have to watch 2 videos instead of 1. So welcome, guys.
Not really. I'm not watching the
It's
second one. Fuck
The
that.
time where he put a pencil down on a paper, I'm okay with it. You can.
Yep.
He has some insights. He has some good commentary sometimes, and he's capable of that. And if you're reading comments, like, you should be able to do React content properly and not just aim to be in Jack's Films video. You know, you're aim to criticize.
Alright, cool.
Books, year. Fucking shit.
Yep.
Those. Yeah.
The thumbnail is vicious, though. The thumbnail was placed in a video. And it's a misleading thumbnail and title, so why is PewDiePie promoting an old video that's misleading already? That's where things get really weird. That's where lies kind of stack and basically make him an owner of a dead channel because he just never know where's the landmine, where's the lie. That he could also just twist his brain like, did I do that? Did this happen? Is that the reality? Because I put it on a thumbnail, I don't remember. And it's all of a sudden it's a very scary place. PewDiePie's channel, like, scary, bro.
Insanity.
Just because of clickbait. All these little sins they stack together.
72 books. Sorry, I lied in the...
See how it goes? Sorry, I lied in the title, but he actually flashes the thumbnail.
That's his personality in a nutshell. I love that his passion for books revealed his personality, reset it back to zero, so we see the whole development of lies and deception. Fucking mad. But he'll apologize, he'll take all the accountability and move on with his life as best as he can. Because it's a strategy in life, you know? It's like, if that's a mistake, if my passion is a mistake, well, sorry about that. I'm really passionate, I really wanted to lie and exaggerate so people click on this video. That sort of behavior is fine, but it does not stack very nicely, as you can tell. If you look back now, it's just like, it's cringe. It's cringe.
Sorry, bro. And Mr. Beast is gonna not apologize and then be okay by when people just want to collect cringe, and this is where we at. But it's fascinating to me. People need to peel off the image that they have about PewDiePie and understand that this guy
can be broken, and I'm the breaker of YouTube, boys.
put down a great
If
investment
anything.
of lies and deception in order to get what he wants, which does not give us good returns, all right? If you have memories of PewDiePie, I don't know if they're good, actually. In a sense, it's a strategy of deceiving people because we have an important destination.
The greater goal, to see how far we can go, even though it's cold and dark. See if we can beat our enemies. See if we can achieve happiness using the internet. PewDiePie was the leader for a very long time. It's a very respectful position.
Important thing to announce. If this does not happen, he will not reduce the cringe by any amount. If it doesn't happen and we get insights and interest in books for a good reason, which is not going to happen, basically. It's just pure cringe. That's what I'm talking about.
It did happen, though, from his book review. It's still, like, I don't need books. I have so much to do, so much to worry about. But I position myself also in a very particular position where I consume a lot of media and I really work on it. Except, my position is something I can recommend to everyone to do more. To analyze the shit that they consume. To compile it into something. Right? Collect it. That's a big deal. That's a big choice as well of what do you collect, what do you like.
So this being brought up, you'll see. You have to watch this video now. We have to bounce around, basically. Fucking crazy.
Yeah, there's a nose whistle. Check this out.
For a guy who likes learning skills, this is kind of fucking weird. And objectively cringe. For people who are still fans of PewDiePie, I want to remind you guys, he's not uploading content anymore. You're a fan of who exactly? The ghost of PewDiePie or something? I don't understand. I don't understand that part. You know, why are you following him? He's in Japan. He's hiding from his fans. He should be successfully hiding from you right now. If you're his fan, you don't exist, basically. You know, and there's nothing to defend because there's no content. But you can do whatever you want, still. We'll see how successful that is. I'm just saying. In this case, I mean, let the haters hate. I'm still not going to find their comments interesting, I imagine. Who knows, right? Also, I'm just doing the job of calculating cringe, so let's dive in there. And these sort of moves are completely fine and entertainment purposes. You know, some things are entertainment purpose, but some things fall into the category of cringe.
At last!
What was he punching, by the way?
Distracted me. Book review! I can't clap.
Oh.
The inability to clap, that's what the punches were for.
No, it is actually cringe. Just so out of control.
I'm giving you a second chance.
What the fuck is happening on the screen?
That was the weirdest...
Vortex?
You didn't watch it.
Yeah, that's the weirdest thing to show, just some random
I'm
graphic.
giving you a second chance.
I declared Vortex here, and this looks like a fucking
I
Vortex
want
to
to
be
help you
honest.
guys out.
Honestly, that is a Vortex. Like
That
being
is a
Mr.
Vortex,
Joe,
boys.
Just because PewDiePie asked you, this is now sinister level, bro.
That's what triggered the shit out of me of like, PewDiePie might waste your time during the apocalypse. During the Vortex here, he will suck you into a fucking library ratting around library for a few books. Like, oh, you better get lucky and get some social interactions from that, because fucking hell, man. If you dedicate yourself to reading books just because PewDiePie told you to, god damn, bro. You failed this year. You failed the Vortex year. You got sucked into something really evil.
Holy fucking shit. That's actually sinister.
Vortex here is about using the vortexes to propel yourself forward. We will talk about these things. These are problems, these are vortexes, these are like really evil dimensions, basically. And I'm sorry, bro. Don't get sucked into one of these. And it's happening on TikTok right now. People are opening vortexes and saying of like, do you guys feel like something's weird is about to happen? Something weird is happening, guys. Oh my god, I'm in this like new place, and we're gonna go through the craziest what the fuss episodes very soon. You have no idea how crazy it's gonna get. It's just like the drama as well. The craziest drama is happening. The Dead Mouse drama is like insane. K-pop drama is gonna get more and more progressively insane, I imagine. Vortex here is gonna be, a spectacle for sure.
Sir, here's a list of books you should be reading right now because you're my fan. I know you don't exist, and I don't exist either, but here's a fucking list of books to read. I would almost...
He wants to flex his virtues. He can't stop PewDiePie from doing the evil thing by
be able
accident.
to give 12 points easily right now because that's 12 books for each month.
Funny enough, that's not the case because he allows you the free choice. Whichever book for 4 months.
All that shit, right? And comments, you're busy reading books, right? Right?
It's talking about habit, play some good ones. I was trying to drawing. I've been sketching.
Your productivity is in danger if you burden yourself with books right now. This is the worst time. Pick a different year, bro. But he put that Vortex message to everyone. It's just, what the fuck? It's such a subliminal nonsense to the point where I'm scared what's going on in this video, almost. But at the same, it gets chill. He starts explaining books. I get it into insights. We're not going to criticize the man, okay?
Yes, he will attribute this to reading.
Everyday sense. But that's just one of many things that I think at least I've done from reading, by far.
First bullshit alert is that he physically has books, which is a hard thing to do. To be a reader,
Bullshit.
you now have to have real estate. You now have to have actual items physically right there. My mom is a reader, and she ain't gonna be smart because she's not going to library. She's just stuck with her own personal set of books.
I imagine cockroaches really love cardboard and books. The smell of books, bro. Ugh.
I know just not
Imagine
to do
that.
my mom is doing this, that's wrong. You can do it much better using technology. You can search for whatever information you want. The context matters here, right? Books are outdated for a reason. If you feel you lack knowledge in something, you lack motivation, it's a good starting point of finding content that would give you that. Give you the answers to the question mark. Every time you have a question, you should write it down as well. You should collect those and do a little bit of digging. Every time you feel comfortable. You have a whole fucking internet. You should enjoy looking for the set of information that would answer your or complete your quest. You find a quest and you have to complete it. With a book, it's either...
Here's one quest. What is Marmite made of? Ugh. Ugh. Why is it black?
randomized, first of all, and you're not sure what you're going to find. They just subject it to the book. This is not the way to learn. The way to learn is movement forwards and grabbing the thing you need, observing it, doing research on specific topics, and typing to ChatGPT if 720 books is a reasonable amount. But no, it wasn't. But this is so revealing. In fact, PewDiePie's...
Now, PewDiePie did not take random books, by the way. He has a choice between he's gravitating towards philosophers, and that's the only thing that you can technically read. Everything else is absolute nonsense, bro. Absolute brain damage. If you want stories, like, you gotta do something else. By the way, today's very, very noisy on this whole fucking holiday period. It's not only gonna be fucking ruined, it's gonna be the worst time of my life, man. Holy shit. So, no Merry Christmas from me, okay? You can give it to me, but also gonna flop. So just no Christmas this year. All right, delayed 2 months. If my project gonna be successful, then we happy campers. But Apocalypse is now stealing my Christmas
Behavior
as
is
well.
this, is to lie. He's a liar as a personality. And you can tell that that shit can fall apart
Well, again, you can use lying to your advantage by all means.
eventually, because it will start stacking. The lies will kind of confirm themselves. Unless you do enough research. It's literally happening in front of our eyes, bro. It is a good thing, you know.
Oh yeah, I forgot the crazy thing about books. Not only they slip on the floor, but I can't quite read and eat at the same time, can I? Yeah, it's complicated making this
We
video.
got a chance. We got a chance to overtake him. While he's doing the stupid things, we can do smart things. I have
Smarter things.
suffered 720 types of noises this year.
Alright, reading life.
So I took a break to reflect that, guys, in case I'm running out of context. Anyways,
I
let's
think
go.
this is something that I think everyone should experience.
Yes, read a book experience. But if
The book experience.
Pewdiepie actually asks you to read a specific book, then it's not book reading. Are you sure you're gonna find it in your library? Yeah, forget about it.
And that
Even when I didn't have technology, book was not the best thing ever. It was definitely something to cram into my head. It was a chore, though. I did not enjoy any of that. Philosophers, though, 10 times more enjoyable, 10 times more reasonable to be in the book, where every single sentence you read almost is an insight.
It's fine to have like clues of what you might want to read and what PewDiePie's into. That's fine.
or if not, inspired to go on your own.
Yeah, that's just
All
very
these
well.
books that I've already read, but I will reread them with you.
Sounds a little lazy. I don't know.
I don't want to blame it nearly as much as I used to the
Uh,
past couple of years. So I can't make any excuses. Therefore,
He's gonna read less,
you can't make
guys.
excuses. Now I haven't
no, you don't have control over your fans anymore, PewDiePie. Forcing them to read books is the stupidest thing you can do
really
right now.
figured out how to make anyone do anything is through shame. Therefore, we will have a
Yeah, like shut the fuck up, right?
Yeah, doing something through shame is already cringe beyond belief.
shame list for anyone that fails book review.
I don't even understand what the fuck that means.
Yeah, what is he actually crafting here? This is such a weird manipulation.
So, yeah, but like, it's not a fun joke.
2025. Anyone that
It's cringe.
It's a joke, guys. I hope it's
Now,
a joke.
It has attached to a sinister intention
do complete book review 20. Beyond the infinite wisdom. Also,
that you will lose by reading books.
a sense of we're going to start supposed to do that. We're going to take our time with it. Right, you can do whatever you want. Who cares? It's hard to hold a book and a microphone.
It's fun to focus on something like this. That's more interesting a part than PewDiePie saying words. You know, maybe instead of reading books, you should have practiced holding a book and a microphone. How about that?
The reason I picked this book.
Or maybe microphone.
Again, note that this will flip. This video rewind is gonna flip it around midpoint. I'm gonna start tripping into the
And
matrix.
it's not to be fucking held, but clipped onto your goddamn shirt. For fuck's sake, what is up with this cringe lord?
Soft start if for a sound.
And it's like it wouldn't make a difference besides that you now can hold your fucking book.
Yeah, you didn't read a book about clipping the fucking microphone, didn't you? I see you, bro.
What the fuck is this, right? This is what PewDiePie is. He allows himself to do a lot of fucking weird things. That if you put them together, if you actually cared, he would fall apart. So instead of reading a book, how about you compile all the cringe things and find the most cringe area?
The audience member, I'm referring to you guys. Compile a cringe of the PewDiePie. And then you'll see the full picture. See the full book. Book of cringe. I want to see it, bro.
Of PewDiePie and tell me about it. Alright, which year was the greatest cringe of all time? I want to know.
Every year of cringe. Book of cringe for every year of PewDiePie. I want to see it, bro. I want to see which is... I would read that book, bro.
Right? That's way more important to reading a book. Having a goal and understanding that cringe is to be avoided. That PewDiePie...
As long as it's on the... As long as it's on the internet and it's an audiobook and it's a YouTube video.
It seems to be, it's just that people didn't quite pay attention. they didn't quite had enough awareness. They just like, oh, PewDiePie shows up every day, and I like it. I like clicking on video and all that shit. And it's just like a little bit of a training session, but you dig deeper and it's filled with poop, basically. All the content.
Poopies.
When you actually realize what.
I'm the opposite. I'm outside like a poop. But inside, the deeper you go, the more you appreciate it, and you're gonna be like, what kind of cult is this? Gurunext cult is fucking weirdo.
What's going on? So
There's gonna be all these like outsiders not looking in deep enough. They will be converted by Jesus. So it's gonna be so weird, bro. Being the next Jesus is pretty weird, guys.
is what it is. All right. For PewDiePie to be degenerate is actually still a natural transition because
Funny enough, the next Jesus will keep on coming, bro. The story keeps on giving. But this is the new media, where a smart guy has to come in, force feed you insights, while being poor at the same time. And it's like, what the fuck are you guys doing to me, you know? I'm trying to feed you insights, and you're still not feeding me back.
he's degenerate to me, maybe, and it's like more
Assholes.
openly degenerate. Back in my day, it was pretty difficult to tell because, everyone were obsessed about him and he was obsessed about everyone being obsessed about him. So it was a very self-feeding insanity, I would say. But right now, so he's on his own, bro. He has to carry his own weight. He cannot rely on people being obsessed about him, anymore. And it's tough.
Ancient wisdom and
It's very easy to make content when all you have to do is review to submitted memes. Just live in your own bubble of people's obsession over you. That's where PewDiePie was starting to fall off, when he just fully encapsulated into a bubble. And right now, Mr. Beast is going to start falling off. Now he's selling his soul, is going to fall off. So now we see two giants side by side, basically, living their stories towards the end. Like, most people haven't even or forgotten the PewDiePie story as well. So it's always going to be the parallel thing. You have the PewDiePie, you have the Mr. Beast, right? So PewDiePie has lived his up and down, but you kind of forget the down, and it's like very blurry, and it's like there's T-series in there. And that Mr. Beast is also going to live up and down, except T-series like is right here, right in there, past. It's not even the tippy toe, except here's where he sells his soul. But when this starts happening, people are gonna start maybe feeling the same vibes of like they're losing an influencer. This is gonna happen at the same time. Or a little bit of a reflection is gonna happen, but this is gonna be like super dramatic, and everyone will pull down Mr. Beast from wasting people's money on YouTube, and Mr. Beast is gonna be like, oh, so you don't like YouTube anymore? Okay, I understand. I'm still gonna give $10 billion to this homeless person. You will not stop me. Give me money. I'm just trying to give this homeless person $10 billion. You don't understand. So, yeah, the evolution of, the exaggerated Mr. Beast. I would watch that show, bro. I would watch it every day. If someone turned Mr. Beast into exaggerated Mr. Beast, man, I would lick it off the floor. It's the craziest personality ever.
Ancient wisdom, my ass right there, right into your face.
nice, simple way. I keep saying simple.
Very simple way too, actually.
Where are we?
Just look on my video the same
Half.
way.
Because I think there are really.
I don't want to do this too much, but I have to do my job. Okay, PewDiePie, you understand? No, it's my job to do this.
I love this
I
part.
have nothing better to do in life, for sure, and it's not even shameful what I'm doing. Because I don't even know this guy. Okay, we exist maybe in a dream world, in a dream reality where everything is perfect and idealistic. But in this reality, I have to kick some ass to get to know someone. Like it's a tough life to live. But you have to play by the rules. Not in the rules of dream world where you can just teleport and talk to anyone you like, but in the rules where I have to do it across the internet. So I have to kick some ass to show that I'm the guy who has no shame in doing so. So you understand? Like this is a journey.
Keep coming resin.
Yeah, you keep coming back to it because you have to pick it up from the floor.
Sorry to interrupt. I actually wanted to review a book really quickly.
NordVPN book. This is where we
Games
are.
on the planet. Legal Minecraft mods. I can always save.
Illegal Minecraft.
It's only a matter of time until every single sponsor turns out to be a scam. It's just that's how time works, apparently. But I'm not gonna dig into that because that's a waste of fucking time. I just want to skip the fucking ad already. Just skip it, please.
Let's go to Buddha's words.
Yeah, of course, like, you want to, like, you're curious about, like, smart people, and that's an elevated emotion. There's a weird thing about smart people. There's some smart people that actually exist in real life, and you might want to listen to those people. I'm not pointing a finger at myself because I have 10 to point at myself, so that's what I'm doing, but PewDiePie resorts into finding books. Hopefully, I will find myself. I'm pointing 10 fingers. You get it, right? I'm pointing at myself. Not really, because I have 10 fingers. You get it, right? Spotlight, so he does not have to read books anymore. We have to save PewDiePie. That's what it is. We can no longer scare PewDiePie. Or unless that saves them, if books are scary, but they're not scary. They can't do anything.
Sorry, I hate using the word. It really was an awakening experience for me to read this book.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I do sensational pleasures. We're drawn to all these distractions without fully examining our lives and our...
Here's what's going to motivate you to examine your life. This is the motto of the universe that I've created. Improve yourself every day. Don't degenerate like that guy. Awareness is great, but also simplicity is important. I mean, the generation for PewDiePie is almost inevitable because now he's, like, out of the spotlight, has to live life, you know? Like a normal dude. There's multitude, thousands of ways to improve yourself, and just by getting one insight, you can improve yourself. This is the proof that you're gonna do better than the last day, you know? You're gonna be able to live without parents, support, and all that shit. You're gonna be able to hold a conversation with someone that's not about small talk. You know, just... There's so many ways to improve, and that's the awareness that you actually need. Stats. On my main channel, I'm running the max stats experiment. How much can I actually improve in life, and how many directions? Well, probably not that. I'm just trying to improve physically, right? Trying to awaken myself faster. But you're just basically planting a seed into your head with max stats, and I find it very interesting. Just fake motivation. Just you just push yourself. You don't give a fuck about yourself. Just keep pushing yourself. It's like, you have to do this. I don't give a fuck. You have to do this, bro. Just do that. I already felt 7 days of tremendous pain, and motivating yourself and pushing is not that hard. No, it doesn't matter, bro. We gotta change the habits. Just keep going. You know, just do it. Attitude exists, and it's just a way to push us. Just fucking do it. Don't think too much. Stretch yourself physically and mentally is the max stat idea. You just do it. Is a actual max stats attitude I found, and I'm not sure where it's going to lead me. All right, it's a journey. That's so much more. Into the trash. Doing things, you know, when you do things, you take ownership. Funny enough, when you read a book, you can only recommend it.
But then you look at the whole world and
the commentary that PewDiePie gives can be commentary about any video or any source of media and insights. You know, that brings him or knocks him into self-awareness. Yeah, if he wants to flex that he read a book and he really got hit by it, he has to pull down some insights on the table. Put them down, bro. But it happened. It kind of fucking happened, to be honest. And I'm like, well, I got the insights. That's a pretty good flex. I still am too busy to care about books. So, again, when you do this sort of work, and you comply to PewDiePie, because I'm allowing you. I'm not saying no. I just say books are stupid unless you read those specific books. You know, crazy. Self-awareness is like, what can you improve about yourself? What do you plan to do across your day, first of all? And then which parts of the day can you improve? Can you write down this whole process, please? Right? This alone, this work plan, is gonna knock you into self-awareness. You don't need to fucking read a book about it. It's actually gonna numb you down if you don't find what you're looking for. You know, if your expectations are not met. Yeah, read a book, fuck it. I don't know. If you can get one into your hands,
you realize
it's crazy. And not drop it because you're holding a microphone on the other hand, because it's fucking boring to hold just the book.
Once you stop and go, no, about living your life without examining it.
I have to remove one cringe point.
It taught me so hunched over with a drink. Like there's something cool about it, smoking a cigar. These things are not cool. That's sad.
All right, let's go. He's dodging cringe. All addictions, all the emotions that physically manifest themselves, all the bad emotions that you physically manifest, those are bad. You know, and smoking and drinking are those emotions that physically manifest. It's actually a new insight for me, you know? Don't physically manifest bad emotions. And this is just a strict Straight rule, basically. Anger can be manifested in a bad way. It's a destructive force. Anxiety can be manifested in a physical way, which would make you do a bunch of stupid things. It would make you look autistic because you're doing a bunch of random fucking fiddly things, right? And you get this attention deficit, basically, if you give in to the anxiety telling you to do physical nonsense, right? There's a lot of this physical manifestation of bad emotions, and you have to suppress that. That's a pretty badass insight. I'm gonna give it -2 cringe, even though he didn't come up with that.
Issues, they will completely.
Now I have an expectation that he will not. He will escape the cringe and not be a degenerate. Now that we got a taste of 3 points. But there's also an expectation that that's not going to happen. So it's a very interesting video. What's going to happen?
Free from that. I used to think about drinking alcohol every single day. Now it has zero control over me.
That would happen if you just attempt to improve yourself. You will recognize, you'll put awareness, and eventually the bad habits break, right? It's a constant effort to break the bad habit. Every time you wake up, because a habit exists across time. To break a bad habit, you have to lay your awareness across time. Only then you have a grip on your bad habits. It's very important.
There's so much January, February, March.
Might as well put it as an insight. Bad habits exist across time, and you also need to tackle them across time to break them. That is the way to eliminate bad habits. Again, mostly through replacing them,
You can pick whatever you want.
this is the way to focus on that.
I think every
How dare you?
third month I
That's less sinister stuff.
will announce which books I
Brooks.
will read, and I wanna.
So it could feel to you as arrogance that I trash book reading and all these philosophers that thought of like smart things. The problem with
What? Could I talk about this?
that is, that's your responsibility to bring my arrogance down. I'm not going to bring it down. I don't have time for reading books. You must understand. I already have a life. My life is not needing to fill a void with books. In a way, this is just as bad of a habit as drinking, but you prove me wrong. You find insights and see what you can do with that. That's a much deeper way to fill the void, is having a conversation, trying to beat a smart person. Beat my arrogance down somehow. No one has done it yet, by the way, so I wouldn't recommend anymore. It's just like Mike Tyson, 40 knockouts in a row. I don't feel like anyone had a grip on me whatsoever. And so they let go. They just moved on to their lives. That's why I don't make any friends.
Yeah, it's a sad part of life.
They don't have any grip on my arrogance when they detect it. So they either get scared of it or are just disappointed in themselves. I don't know. But maybe they have bad intentions to just fight my arrogance instead of fighting good things in life. They get too excited about it. So do it. I know most people care about proving me wrong when it comes to like Pewdiepie's a degenerate and he's reading a bunch of useless crap that is packaged in a way that doesn't seem useless, right? Prove me wrong. Let's find the use cases of these books, because it's what's the most difficult thing about books is the retention. You're cramming information into your fucking head. Things just coming in. You're not searching for anything. You're just finding a bunch of random information. You have to make use of that somehow. You have to find space in your head for that to be able to continue full speed. That's why it's hard for me to read books, and I will never read faster than 12.
Yeah, I know what the title of this video is gonna be. Book reading is bullshit, but PewDiePie does it the right way.
Books a month, or 12
And here it is, boys, the tilting
a
point.
year. It's impossible because my head is already crammed with a lot of information, which includes noise from neighbors. That's a very nasty piece of information that I would like to get rid of, but it's pain. It contains a lot of pain now.
Life is more Seneca, and
Book of Stoicism. Let's see what it is, and I will tell you what it actually is. Pain and hardship without display of feelings and without complaint.
That is scary, boys.
Is the most dangerous thing you can be doing right now, by the way. Accumulation of pain will make you insane. Or make most people insane. This is only for like next level people. Alright? And it just still cannot last forever. You will have to unleash.
This is why you try to distance yourself from pain and stress as best as you can. Everything you throw at it, you just distance yourself, not to bathe in it. So many supervillains are crafted because of the pain.
the pain that you're collecting onto someone at some point and somehow justify it as well to everyone else around it. Tell this full story. Stoicism is like insane, bro. It's being a victim and the pendulum swings to fucking wreck 20,000 houses or whatever. You become stoic to become the next Hitler, basically, by accident. That's what stoicism actually is. Like, collecting pain, if that's the high level definition, what else can we find here?
If we dig, actually, then we get a more refined definition of just like attempt to self-improve. And it's just a lot of
Based on knowledge.
generic things, I think.
That's cool. That's cool, but stoicism is not that. This is too washed out. Because it's just a self-improvement direction, basically. Self-control. All right. It's also a reference to what we just discussed. Of bad emotions turning into physical nonsense.
It is weird, man. Like, Stoicism can't really define itself very well. But it is one of those things, right? To not let your emotions out. Pewdiepie just reiterated the same thing. Not to let your destructive emotions out in the open.
So maybe this definition is like very provocative. Let's ask ChatGPT for a definition. Emphasis on present moment. So you get maximum pain and you still want acceptance over things you can't control. Focus on present. Like, there's some things you don't mix in one fucking package unless you're creating the world's worst supervillains, basically. I did kind of principle of like,
Even that much I cannot read. I just can't read. I can't cram information into my head.
suffer through, well, hard
Unless it's a fucking card game. Fuck yeah, let's go.
hardship. You have to suffer through hardship. You're no longer capable of living a satisfying life, basically. A wholesome life. There's a hardship, it's happening, and you have to suffer through it. Now, one of the best ways to suffer through it,
Hopefully it's not gonna last forever. It shouldn't,
I'm not going to
you
discuss
know?
that right now. Normally, time and self-improvements are also good at destroying hardships, and can put focus where it actually belongs. It's still trying to like pull you away from the hardship. It's the moment it stops happening, but it's actually crazy. The ringing in your ears, in a way, or traumatic experience, it just keeps happening and happening and happening. It just obliterates your well-being. If a hardship happens, your brain is so traumatized it wants it to never happen again, right? It prepares you for the next hardship, and hopefully you're going to be in more control next time. So there's a lot of things going on here. Reason value is okay. It's pretty way to define it.
Viridian. It puts in the sense of it's in a way of avoiding suffering.
And it's like, what? What?
Avoiding? Are you sure about that? It's a fight against life and just putting more awareness again.
It's self-suppression. Regardless whether you feel pain or not, you can still trust in the future.
It will reduce suffering. But that's definitely not the sentence to be mentioned alongside this. It's very hopeful. You can reduce suffering by attempting to relax and knowing that this is your highest priority. To not be in stress mode, because in stress mode you can't do shit. But you also have to take into account all the abuse that you are receiving from the world. The people that are actually making a hardship, you'll have to take revenge to them. Revenge is actually a virtue. Now,
It's a virtue because you have to hold something in your heart and then bring it back up again. As long as you're not violent, as long as you have other virtues too. Then one virtue is not a virtue, as you might recognize.
all types of revenge, and most of them are not violent whatsoever. That's why it's a virtue. You come back. The I'll be back now sounds like a virtue, doesn't it? Because it's the greatest meal of all time. So, Stoicism is that one piece of the puzzle. If you forget the other piece of the puzzle, you're fucked.
This is the greatest self-defense virtue of like, if I survive, I'll be back.
You're fucked, bro. You wake up and you still lose yourself, anyways. And it's almost like there are these monsters running around. They forget one piece intentionally to be the destructive force in the world and feel like they can do whatever they want because they have suffered.
Well, they muddy the waters of virtue, I would
Pain
say.
some other things, right? It's like, I mean, I watched Naruto, and there's some crazy people there who can do crazy shit. It's an imaginary world, but you can imagine how by following self-destructive principles, you would position yourself to the point where you are the bad guy, but you're still willing and motivated to fight the good guys, regardless. And that is a position I
The biggest supervillains have the most virtue in that big ass switch that turns them evil. A switch that can turn them back to good all of a sudden, which is why, the biggest supervillain, Sasuke, was turned back to the good side all of a sudden.
don't recommend anyone
kinda
to be
weird.
in. The only reason why like Sasuke was able to go this far is that he trusted Naruto to fucking kick his ass. He put all his trust in getting his ass motherfucking kicked and taught a lesson, bro, by his friend, and it's a lot worse than he thought, I imagine. Because at the end of the fight,
Yeah, he trusted his friends to know what to do with
he
him.
loses his hand, Naruto loses his hand. It gets fucking messy, bro. And Sasuke has to submit to the way of the village, just 180 his principles into just oblivion. I mean, that's traumatic experience to the brim.
I want to be the Hokage.
He's still not fucking put into place. And now he's the
I want to be
good guy.
Hokage.
Imagine doing the Vegeta arc for entire fucking series. No way, bro. Vegeta got beaten up and he became a good guy. End of story. But for fuck's sake,
It was a long battle, though.
man, Sasuke, like, nah, bro. Nah. Nah, that guy ordered maximum suffering for no good reason.
been very fortunate and privileged. It's like I put on this. I put on this armor. Like I'm ready for.
These are not words you can say out lightly, but okay, he's ready for anything. He can't be called as a degenerate now, unfortunately. I hope he's ready. I don't know. He said that. That's
Now I feel free to hate on him.
crazy thing to say, bro. Ready for anything? Damn boy. That much self-esteem? Let's go. Let's go. I like
Better
that.
life instead of fearing misfortune. You sort of look at it as
Yeah, that's a pretty bad-ass point to make. All right.
over.
I like it, I like when my arrogance does get beaten up by me using other people's content, so it's indirectly. They can't do it. Still, they can witness what they have done and take credit for that, but I don't think they can see it out loud because, like in 10 times the effort, the output.
Sorry, guys, I'm like talking to myself because I want to keep my arrogance. All right? I was not beaten by Pewdiepie. I used this content to beat myself and find insights myself. All right? He barely helped.
Be, older by then when they realize something. So, yeah, my arrogance has not been defeated ever. I tell you that, never ever. Especially considering the pain that I'm suffering through right now. That's now impossible, actually.
Vietnam.
I'm still gonna induce this onto myself, right? The learning experience. This is why I'm able to hate on people in the first place. I see their downfalls a lot clearer than they could possibly see it themselves.
Here we go. The Vortex is open.
No way they could see it themselves. Fuck that. It's called seeing the future, seeing the downfall, seeing the unfortunate future that someone could face. Now, what they would do with that future is up to them. They can always give in. See, in order to predict the future, it's a very interesting matrix as well. The future prediction matrix are these gravitational pulls that you're positioning
To do very bad things.
next to, right? This could be a downfall, this could be a downfall. And if you trip just a little bit and slowly get sucked in, and then you will realize eventually. But I can still predict your future, your dark future. I can rat on you and say that you're going to be miserable. I can say that and be like, oh wow, he actually turned his life around. That's predictability.
And the bigger the life, the bigger the downfall. That's why I'm doing this Dead Mouse drama and looking deeper into who's gonna get sucked into some big ass mistake lifestyle.
There's these downfalls. With your mind, you can travel and observe.
And how it's gonna look like is with big people, like it's gonna be fucking crazy. It's like a plane going down.
them and see what happens. There's a
It's not just me stepping on a fucking rock and hurting myself.
matrix of downfalls of what happens when you have a broken mind and make a lot of mistakes. What error you're gonna make on a computer? The infinite loop error, for example.
Error.
Missing a comma somewhere. one ant, one ant becoming the dictator of all your problems could happen, or you tangle yourself into just a spaghetti mess. All
I
of
love
these
that.
problems, they exist very, very viciously in the Matrix. They will present themselves and have tentacles of control and incredible power. This is the thing that you throughout your
You just you wait. This gets
life
worse.
actually encounter and defeat. But other people do not make as much progress as you do. That's another reason why I have so much arrogance. Haha.
He thought to himself, oh, I made a 40-minute video talking about this book. They're trying to find the definition of justice.
It gets
Matrix
worse.
of justice and democracy. I feel like it's like a layered mess, right? Where the definition should not change or it resets. If the major population thinks differently from the major think tanks, we cannot achieve justice in that area, and we have
What is justice? I define it. I'm like, I know what justice is.
to
All
pivot
right.
to the next area.
I know what it is.
immediately. It's a shockwave of just trying something different. All right, we failed. You have to pass through these like moving cages of perception. You have to throw a ball in a way that it lands across all the areas and everyone accepts it. This is what has to happen. The major think tanks, the lesser
Justice is something everyone accepts unless lets it through, right? From the top to the bottom.
think tanks, the businesses,
No one touches the ball. Justice has to be served. The ball has to go.
the workers, the majority of
The idea trickles down across all layers evenly.
people all have to agree on some one thing and it has to pass through. Technically, like Trump passed through, right? And he became the change of the world.
Nobody stopped
He
him.
will add more change.
They tried.
This is the actual democracy matrix, which is fucking mind blowing to me.
We did it.
Sinister
We
going
got
to
it.
5 now.
See, Pewdiepie pushed me in the right direction. But, you know, I have plenty of fuel for that. For any video. So stay subscribed. PewDiePie is not the catalyst, guys.
Because you can still force people to think, right?
I'm just like so proud of myself to the point where I can't even criticize people because it just turns into, you know, provocation to do my thing.
That's a very powerful thing to do. He's not offering to read shitty books, right? He's only offering to read the best of the best before the book era is completely negated.
Yeah, we're gonna say goodbye to books real good.
And reading books will be the thing of the past. And books will be eaten by technology as well. So copy it and paste it all across the internet. You can read summaries of books as well, or ask questions of philosophers that got to
You can read books turned into podcasts, bro.
mimicked by AI. It's no longer going to be relevant to read books. In this case, you know, I'm listening to PewDiePie, and that's good enough for me, man. We know the definition of justice, boys. Just like that.
What other medium could do that but literature?
What? We're doing it right now, bro. Just because you're holding a book doesn't mean that we're not
I feel
doing it.
so fortunate to even.
Brain damage. Yes, Nia, take that dick out of your mouth. The coolest part of being a woman is that you wake up in the matrix of pain and suffering that men have went through.
We all have
You
tentacles.
thought Matrix is men's world? Men don't wake up in the Matrix. Men always get to choose. Like,
You think the main protagonist in the Matrix was a man? You have to rewatch the movie and double check
red pill or blue pill?
of what would happen if that was actually a woman waking up and pulling that dick out of her mouth.
They'll do things or not to do things. Yeah, because we have the awareness, but it's the women that get sucked into it and get to suffer through what Neo suffered through. Neo is just an actor.
If we love women, we will not let them suffer the same way that we did. We try to give them the best advice, the best care possibly can.
Pretending to be most women in that
You know, it's easy because your self-improvement can save a life and give people a few shortcuts too.
movie. Here's a thing that will make you rewatch Matrix in a new perspective, perhaps, instead of reading a fucking shitty book. Finish. You trying to not let people watch Matrix, PewDiePie? How fucking dare you, bro?
He has a habit because it agrees.
Yeah, he has
Just
habit.
sort of back-
It's one of those diversity moves where it fucking hits hard, doesn't it? Neo becoming a female. Because it's such an iconic moment of just like detaching from these like probes, ugh, and body fluids, bro, that you're living in. Ugh.
on it?
You can potentially get a greater appreciation of women, of being like these innocent creatures who don't know any better of what's going on because they have been relying on other people
They're in the center of
to
the
build their reality. But eventually, they're gonna hit the start of a new perspective, a new layer entirely. The world isn't.
Eventually, the craziest thing that will happen is they will ask for your help.
As pretty as they thought it would
Crazy.
be.
We don't need men, said in the male podcast someone. It's over now. You're interacting with men, you're surrounded by men, it's over. You can't say that. You don't need men. You don't need men is the greatest curse of all time. You're going to start needing men all of a sudden because someone attacked you or whatever. It's crazy. It's a crazy spell casting period
Destroy it, and you have to just like let it
in
happen
that sense.
and observe it, just like you observe a child learning new things about life.
Yeah, see, you don't need men enough times, and the world will change around you.
In a way, like he forced me to watch this and forced me to do insights, and I'm like, it's still a good time.
You know, it worked. He lied. Let's put it that way. He lied, but the lie fucking got a life of its own.
We're having right now.
That's the coolest thing ever. As far as
Yeah, shame is not the way PewDiePie operates, and it's very weird that he would say that thing. It's the opposite of just people flexing on how they changed their lives because of books or
Yeah, you enter his Reddit and you get Reddit points.
whatever.
It's not shame. It's the opposite. The people collecting rewards. Everyone else is ashamed that they couldn't fucking reach
Just
that.
like PewDiePie's doing it. Kind of. That is an insane insight, by the way. Women get to live good lives until they don't. Until the gravity of their own growth.
The only thing you have to do to women is watch them fall, you know, and get hurt and get into problems and try to like disguise themselves as if like everything's fine, guys. Everything's fine, but it's not fine. You just have to put awareness, and you're gonna get a relationship you deserve. All right, for just mildly caring about women, because they will reject you. They will just, I don't need you, you know, that sort of stuff. But the reality is different.
Flush them into the darkness. The reason why
Very complicated reality. No matter what you say to yourself, oh, the reality is easy. I just get money, and I live life, and I make baby. Sure about that? You sure that is that easy?
is because
Nah.
of society this whole time.
It's only easy because she's already in a relationship. That's why it's easy.
Socialize. They get the most valuable thing that I don't get. I don't get to socialize. So that's why you would be attracted to women, because they get something that you don't get. It's the most valuable thing right now. So you would be attracted naturally. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy how the world works? If you were in pain, by the way, or you were very busy, despite being somewhat alone,
Like that?
should bother you.
In that pain?
You're already below average. Just go bother some rich person. Find a rich person to bother, right? All I can give you is advice that you don't want to hear. That sort of thing.
Another way to interpret Matrix is the 10x gravitational enhancement or level up. You know, everything 10x's, and all of a sudden everything filters out. You discover that everyone around you is an NPC and they don't deserve your attention too much. All right? Because you're not going to spend time with them. It's like they're not interesting people. So now you're looking for artists. And it's like, you see, the artists are just money motivated. They're soulless creatures. All right, now you're looking for, like, what's next? Titled individuals, titled people. People who are, or crowned ones. People who hold a crown because they believe in something greater than money. That's all it takes to level up. But you just wake up in this matrix of like, where are these people? I need to find these people. I know it's like 1% now. Now it's gonna be hard. Now it's next level, bro. I'm waking up to this reality. This is fucking insane. The world that I'm living, that ain't no easy, bro.
Get new skills, improve. Best advice ever. To make it special, you specialize in. Specify. Read less books. That's a great improvement in your life. I think it's a good example when I said that. It's a bad thing to say because it doesn't fully help you push forward and improve yourself. And sometimes improvement means protecting what you've built already. And if I just told you not to do something, that's not the full story. The full story is always going to be improvement to avoid bullshit, obviously. So not reading books is great because it's bullshit in many ways. Living next to train tracks, pretending that you have autism. All of these things are bullshit and can be easily avoided. What can be avoided? It can be found bullshit, right? I can avoid carrying books just because I want to read them. Okay. I would like that to be like a trading system next to my neighbors. Like we care about books so much. Like you understand, like none of that exists. You don't become more social by reading more books, which is actually very dangerous. You should try and be more social as the highest.
Oh my god, bro is carrying 10 books all at once. Crazy.
Power level thing you can do, and now you can attract women too, because you're interested in that stuff, and you're probably going to exchange it for high value. You're going to value it quite a bit, being social instead of whatever the fuck you're into right now. It's a lot crazier to see people not follow their own principles. You can't
The moment someone breaks their own principle and hypocrisy smells, it's over. You're an NPC in my book. You already define yourself. I always give the benefit of the doubt. You might be one of those 1% of people, but you fall into hypocrisy, bro. God damn, now you smell like NPC.
translate this yourself.
Damn.
I don't want to message just by one word to each other. And it's like, here you go.
Yeah, she went through university, now she wants the real conversation, but not really.
And she says, okay. Which is one word, and principle completely destroyed it. They have no self-awareness. These are fucking babies, bro.
I want real conversations. The starting word is okay. The shortest word imaginable. The most disrespectful piece of shit. Now, alright, this is what women do. They don't give a fuck, man.
Women are babies because they're
They don't
vicious
give
and
a
they attack
fuck.
each other. Women are babies because they never got an actual experience of the rest of the world. You know, the not so beautiful.
Yeah, women are very good at dodging the rest of the world, but they have to sell themselves out to the Matrix. They have to constantly wake up inside body fluids with a dick in their mouths. Have to always wake up because they want to be in the Matrix. They want to be social and all that shit. But they have to sacrifice something every now and then. They have to lay in bed with some dude to please them so they don't attack them
Parts.
or whatever.
And we actually got to witness this like landing pad that Pewdiepie.
You see how far we went into insights? We didn't need a book. We just used a sucker who read books. What a loser. Who is that guy?
Marcy is also what made him super popular.
Who's be
To
that?
be popular is to be popular amongst women. Then everyone just kind of relaxes, like, yeah, this guy's good. He's being watched, you know? Every move is being watched and carefully analyzed of what's to be outraged on the most, you know?
As I understand the
With Mr. Beast, is sort of the opposite is true. He's a capitalist, and he's avoiding women and making himself repulsive every single time something fucking happens. Mr. Beast is just more repulsive towards women. He technically has a girlfriend. Who knows his relationship? Like, it's all secret, right? It's all privacy. So Mr. Beast's strategy is a little bit different of how to attract women.
No, he's very good with women.
This guy is rich, though. But this guy does not flex his relationship.
Yeah.
Well, you make up your own excuses, basically, of why to give a fuck about Mr. Beast. And it just keeps stacking as well.
and heavily. I'm the one who made the list,
I am so excited about reading books.
so obviously I'm
The reason why I want to, like, step aside and just suffer through the hardship is
So Pewdiepie was elevated by a woman. Mr. Beast is elevated by money attracting women. Slowly and surely, stacking an image of a woman is like a mirage. It's like we're actually secretly waiting for Mr. Beast to get laid. But for now, we only have this. That's the best we have. Pretty good. You know, best friend turning into a female to try and get Mr. Beast laid, but we need a little bit better, okay?
Staying in one place while everyone else goes straight into the demon world, basically, thinking that they can solve problems without anyone's help, and then they get stuck, and you get to laugh at them.
God.
That's the revenge part.
Oh my
Come back and be like,
Best joke
"Oh,
ever.
you're here, bro. What's up? What's happening? Oh, you need some help. Oh, wow." And then you get to decide, do I want to help? You know, which
Imagine women getting stuck in these fucking spider webs.
dialogue choice should I
Let's
click?
go.
Right? Based on the pain that you
Now I get to choose.
feel as you bring up the past. And that's the moment where you start to live life.
Yeah, women can fuck around with you if they're in this circle. The moment they step outside, it's death. It's over. You step outside, you woman, you step outside, you too weak. To the red zone, bro. To the front lines. Yeah, good luck with that. Who's gonna save you now is the question in that
Oh, holy
sense.
shit, man. Improvement is a very special thing. It's what makes you special and better than everyone else. Because those people might have forgotten to improve in that particular direction. And if you go in a direction very, very long time, you can become a leader in something.
Yeah, everyone knows that if you know a fact, you can flex that fact on all the newbies who don't know the fact.
Wow, this
I
threw
understand
me
Nietzsche,
off.
but Nietzsche has shit up. He hated everyone. He had
Let's go, that's
this
lovely.
hit list of
That's my boy.
Haters. As long as they're smart. So,
It's kind of, you criticize things that you like in a sense. As
damn, this is such a
much as I
moment.
love
That's what happened to you, Pewdiepie. We did that.
Read my book. It's with illustrations. Isn't that crazy?
And see you guys next time. Thank you for watching so much. All right, we're full circle. Goodbye.